In class 11th accountancy, we are on the topic that is GST, Goods and Service Tax. And my dear children, GST is classified in three parts as I explained you earlier also. CGST, Central Goods and Service Tax, SGST, State Goods and Service Tax, and IGST, Integrated Goods and Service Tax. So today I am going to explain you about it in more detail and then we will discuss it. See, it is necessary to understand the concept of GST because in numericals also, then you will be able to understand. If you know the theory, if you know the background of GST, this is known as smart taxation system. See, GST is a destination-based tax on consumption of goods. It is to be levied at all stages, from manufacturer to final consumption. Okay? And the previous stages will be set up in the further stages. You will learn it in numericals. Then this concept is based on consumption and it is applicable or implemented in India on 1st July 2017. See, my dear children, you can see the slide, you can see the board. CGST and SGST is imposed on intra-state supply. Intra-state means within the state. Okay, buyer of quota, seller of Jaipur, Jodhpur, Jaisalmer, both buyer and seller belong to the same state. That is intra-state. Then interstate. Interstate supply means IGST. IGST means when the states change or buyer of quota, seller of Indore, Mumbai, Delhi, then IGST is applicable. Now CGST, Central Goods and Service Tax, is the revenue of central government like excise duty, additional duties, central sales tax, all are merged under CGST. SGST, State Goods and Service Tax, it is the source of income and revenue of the state government like value added tax, entertainment tax, entry tax, luxury tax, various taxes are merged with SGST. Then IGST. IGST means Integrated Goods and Service Tax. See, IGST is imposed only on those transactions of goods and services which crosses the boundaries of the state, or that transaction will be in 2 states or more than 2 states. Then IGST is applicable and the revenue collected under IGST is divided between central government and state government. That's why we can say that IGST is the combination, integration. That's why integrated name is there. Integration of central tax and state tax. Oh, and one more thing I want to tell you. Import of goods from other countries, buying goods from other countries are also be covered under IGST. Then features of GST. Yes. Common law and procedure throughout the country. One nation, one tax is the slogan or tagline of this tax. One nation, one tax. You can see the slide. GST is applicable everywhere in our country. Whether central tax is there, whether state taxes are there, whether sales or exchange performed within the countries or outside the countries, GST is applicable. Okay, so GST means one nation, one tax. Why? Because the government imposed taxes on the goods. In state, taxes are different. In central, taxes are different. So there are more chances of tax evasion. So what the present government did, they imposed one tax, one nation. And throughout the countries, they removed state taxes, central CGST and all, and they imposed one tax, that is GST. It is a destination-based tax. When we will do the numerical, then I'll explain you. It is a destination-based tax. Now next, main thing. GST is charged on both goods and services with the benefit of input tax credit. Now, the first of all, goods and services. It is charged on both goods and services. Yes, goods means all the tangible things which can be separable from the owners. In this room, AC, furniture, board, laptop, everything is good. This is also good. Car, good. Book, good. Now the service, intangible. Electricity supply, service, bank, insurance, transportation. These are the services. So GST is applicable. Be careful. The full name, goods and service tax. That's why it is applicable on goods and services both. No scope for levy of cess, resale tax, additional tax, turnover tax. Say various taxes merged into GST. No multiple levy of tax. Earlier in previous government or in previous system, there will be the multiple steps taxes applicable. Every step, on every step you have to pay some taxes. Import duty, export duty, custom duty. These all are like sales tax, central sales tax, VAT, state taxes. Then now it's easy. No multiple levy of taxes. Sales tax, entry tax, entertainment tax, octroi, all are merged into GST. See, now what are the advantages of GST? Why government is forcing and gave the full effort to imply this tax? What are the reasons behind it? See, abolition of multiple types of taxes in goods and services. This is the main advantage. Earlier, we had to learn various taxes, CGST, central tax, state tax, value-added tax, entertainment tax, various taxes are there. Now, no need to learn all these. Abolition of multiple taxes, custom duty, excise duty, octroi, all are merged in GST. Now GST widens the tax base and increase the revenue to central and state government. Yes. GST is for central as well as for state. Now naturally if GST is imposed, revenue of government will also increase. What are the sources of revenue of government? Yes, tax revenue, non-tax revenue. Now, GST has removed the cascading system, cascading effect on taxation. What is cascading? Tax on tax. Earlier, if we paid the tax, then on the further step, as I told you, multiple steps are there. So earlier, in previous systems, the tax imposed already on tax. Like I am giving you example, but for like cost price is 100, 10% tax, that is 10, 110. Then next step tax 10%, then 11. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means that tax imposed on tax also. Earlier, the tax is on 100. Now tax is on 110. Yeah, 1 rupee is on tax. That's the problem. This is known as cascading. And GST removed it. GST is removed. Now it reduces the cost of production because the tax is not imposed on multiple stages. So now the goods are available at lesser prices. And it will promote the economic efficiency of the nation. Economic efficiency means the taxation system improved and revenue also increased. What the government requires? Revenue. See, the aim of government is to collect the taxes and spend on the social welfare. So economic efficiency also increase. The next, help to extend competitive edge in international market for goods and services produced in the country, leading to increased exports. See, if the cost of production reduced, see the first point, if the cost of production reduced, economic efficiency increase, naturally, automatically, our country is able to export more. And what our government wants? Export promotion, import substitution, make in India. These are the aim of government. Yes, so by the reduction in the cost price and by the increase in the economic efficiency, Indian producers are now capable to give the tough competition to the international producers. See, I will tell you tax system. As I told you yesterday, I'll explain you the taxes. There are two types of taxes in India earlier from 1947 before that. Indirect taxes and direct taxes. First, I'll tell you direct taxes. What are direct taxes? Income tax. Those who have income, they will pay directly. Indirect taxes are various taxes like service tax, excise duty, CST, custom, value added tax, entry tax, octroi tax, entertainment. Various taxes are there. All are replaced by GST. And this slide yesterday I told you about that. Okay, so today we completed features of GST. I am sure you must understood.